Good evening, Stevens Point. I'm Ryan Kreft with this week's SPTV News Update. Starting off today, the trial of Derek Chauvin concluded on Tuesday, April 20th, and Chauvin has been found guilty on all counts in the death of George Floyd. Chauvin was convicted of both second and third degree murder, as well as second degree manslaughter. The combined charges carried a maximum prison sentence of 75 years, but under Minnesota law, it is likely these sentences will be served concurrently. Chauvin's official sentencing will occur in 8 weeks after the verdict was announced. Celebrations erupted across the country, including outside the courthouse and at the Cup Foods store where Floyd's death occurred. Change has started to appear in Wisconsin after this verdict. On Wednesday, April 21st, Governor Tony Evers signed the Executive Order 111 defecting all state managing law enforcement to review and update their use of force policies, including the Department of Natural Resources, Division of Public Safety, and Resource Protection. The Wisconsin State Capitol Police and the Wisconsin State Patrol. The order states that the agencies must use de-escalation tactics, use the least amount of force necessary, report when force is used, and to stop fellow officers from using an excessive amount of force. A shooting in a southeastern Wisconsin tavern leaves 3 dead and 3 more injured. The 3 shooting victims were identified as Cedric Gaston, Atkeem Stevenson, and Kevin Donaldson. The suspect has been identified as 24-year-old Rayco Elandis Vinson, who has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide. According to Kenosha County Police, officials and eyewitnesses' accounts, on Sunday, April 18th, an altercation occurred between Vinson and the 3 shooting victims, and Vinson was removed from the tavern. He then returned to the tavern and opened fire. 2 of the victims died at the scene. The 3rd victim fled in a car with others to flag down law enforcement, but later died on the way to a hospital. 3 other victims were hospitalized for gunshot wounds, and police are currently checking with other hospitals for additional victims, as police believe there could be additional people left injured from this incident. Police believe the shooting was targeted at the 3 victims who died, though they are currently unsure of the relationship between Vincent and the victims. Police are continuing to investigate to determine all the details of the shooting. Kenosha County Sheriff David Beth describes the case as, quote, an absolutely huge puzzle, and we're trying to put all the pieces together, unquote. This is a developing story, and SPTV will keep you updated with any new information about this case. In local news, a Wisconsin Rapids man is facing charges for 24-year-old rape and kidnapping case. 51-year-old John E. W. Carter was arrested on Friday, April 16th on charges of first-degree sexual assault and kidnapping. This incident occurred on February 12, 2000, which happened near the Fox River Mall. Word from investigators and a criminal complaint say the suspect watched a 16-year-old girl who was working at one of the mall stores. He waited for the girl to leave the mall and approached her as she was entering her car. He then displayed a handgun and told the girl to move to the passenger seat. The suspect then entered the vehicle himself, driving it to a nearby location where he sexually assaulted her. The suspect then ran away and could not be identified. Carter was reportedly linked to this crime due to DNA evidence from a 1999 sexual assault case in Janesville. Police began looking into the case again in 2019 and were able to gain enough evidence to arrest Carter. On Monday, April 19th, a Pedal for Divestment protest took place at the Sundial. This protest was put together by the UW Divestment Coalition and 350 Stevens Point and brought together students from around the campus. Protesters took to the streets while riding bicycles, chanting and donning pins in efforts to raise awareness for the UW system's investment in the fossil fuel industry. 350's president, Gabrielle Arnold, further explains what this means and the effects this has on the planet.
The UW system invests $7 billion endowment funds and corporations that further exacerbate the climate crisis. The UW system is profiting off climate change. That's something we really need to stop. And I don't think we can do it without being aware of this fact.
The Divestment Coalition wants UW System to stop investments in the fossil fuel industry and seek complete transparency when it comes to investment. It is also important to note the hypocrisy of the UWSP being a green campus while still investing in these sources. Although the protest has already happened, there's still a lot individuals can do. Arnold's advice for students is simply to stay informed. The more informed you are, the easier it will be to take action. And that's all the news we have for you at SPTV. Until next time, Stevens Point, stay safe and have a great night.